Here is a very quick but also very important figure update, so I don't get carried away and actually do some reviews. Anyway, I hope you like Nikke. Fresh announcements from Good Smile Company. Hyper Body Alice. Yep, another Alice. Wonder why Hyper Body's making her. Would seem more appropriate if someone like Snail made her, but I ain't complaining. We got Hyper Body Viper in a bunny outfit. Same thought as before. But you know, getting a Nikke is better than not getting a Nikke. We got another Scarlet, Hyper Body of course. Black Shadow regular outfit version. We get not one, but two Snow Whites. Regular and deluxe Hyper Bodies. Would have maybe preferred a little version, but it is nice that they're giving us the choice of not having to pay extra for that whole bunch of plastic. We got an actual Doro, or rather Dorothy, Hyper Body. Seems to be in her armored up version. I'm wondering if she can do her whole like dress swap thing, although that would probably be more appropriate for someone like Husky or Snail. But once again, not complaining. Just hope they do a good job. And finally, we have Red Rapi. They're really milking the Nikkes, aren't they? Excuse my phrasing. So while having more Nikkes is always a good thing, mostly, they are all Hyper Bodies, which maybe is a little bit concerning. Of course, if you've seen my Hyper Body Modernia review, you may know that she is not the best thing in the world, unfortunately. If you haven't seen it, I will have the video linked for you. So what exactly is a Hyper Body? Hyper Bodies are essentially meant to be Figma 2.0s from my understanding. In saying that though, they feel more like finished model kits, as in everything can be pulled apart quite easily, as well as that the details are not as fancy as some Figmas. They are also usually made by Good Smile Arts Shanghai as opposed to Max Factory for regular Figma. On the plus side, they usually have a whole bunch of accessories and articulation is usually decent as well. In a very negative thought, Good Smile might have thought, you know, let's make a whole bunch of Nikke, do a quick cash grab, and let's get Good Smile Arts Shanghai to do it, and even if the quality is not good, Figma and Max Factory won't really be affected. Although I have heard some of the other Hyper Body girls are okay, so maybe that gives me a little bit of hope. However, being Hyper Bodies, they will probably also be a little bit more pricey. As you can see here, all these girlies are around 13 to 15k yen. It would feel a little bit better to me if they were Figma, although in saying that, Figma quality has been a little bit up and down for me lately. As a quick summary, and because I've been putting off some reviews, Figma Samurai, Figma Kazusa feel like normal Figmas. Like they're good, there's nothing really wrong with them. Figma CL and Yuuka feel a little bit funny. The plastic feels a little bit cheaper than regular Figma plastic. Don't really know what's going on there. If you are wondering, CL is absolute poo-poo, and Yuuka is still good, so don't worry there. On the other hand, and this is absolutely not just complete bias, Figma Alice feels fantastic. Actually feels like a Figma 2.0. In saying that, she is also the same price as CL DX version, so maybe that has something to do with it? Anyway, going back to the announcements, you can absolutely tell which are the fan favorites. For regular 1/12-ish figures, we're getting what? We already have Hyper Body, we're getting a Snail, and there's gonna be a Figma. For Modernia, of course, don't know how I left that out. For Red Hood, we have dress version by Snail, and regular version by Hyper Body. There's also the Homoxian Red Hood, which have not heard anything about, unfortunately. We have 3 Scarlets too. A Figma, Husky, and Hyper Body. And then we got 2 Alices as well. I guess if you want to count Rapi too, since she's pretty quick to get a figure. Where did Anise go though? And Cinderella too. That's not even mentioning the Nendroids because I've rambled long enough. And there's also a scale figure of D Killer Wife in her dress version. So what else do I have for you? Of course, I really would appreciate if you guys used or bookmarked my Hobby Link Japan links in the description. No extra cost to you and all that kind of stuff. Thanks. In case you missed them, we got Hyper Body Watson from Apex Legends, Buzzmod Ryoko from Kill la Kill, Moded Cyborg Runner Girl, which I forgot to mention from Wonderfest. So I also completely missed from Wonderfest besides the Scarlet. Husky has also announced another girly. This is the Superintendent's daughter. and apparently she goes by PA011, which is strange because that was the number assigned to one of the tactical Ming Dynasty girlies. I wonder what's happening with those two. Here are some more Figma pictures, which I can't remember where I found. The boys from Delicious in Dungeon. Fate girly with a fancy staff. I'm sorry, I don't remember her name. Summer Sophia Shearing. Needy Streamer Girl. Witcher 3 Geralt. Nier's A2. There is some smudging on her thighs, but I'm sure that's just a prototype thing. New Miku. Rapture, or Raptor rather. Me during the week so I can afford figures. Okurun. Is this guy still relevant? Shiroko, who I just remembered I did pre-order. Solid Snake. And that Fire Emblem self-insert girly who I can't remember the name of. Blyleth? Anyway, thanks for watching and let's hope for the best.